Felix, Eric, Camila, and Kira. Communicate. Who's going on the other side? 3, 2, 1. Stop for number 2, Valentina, Alex, Jalen, and Audrey. 4. Communicate. We need one more on that side. One more on this side. Rams, Felix, and Ari. Next ramp, Kira and Camila. Four by fours. Well, 4 by 4. Start getting the arches. Get the arches. One of them goes behind the table. Get this stuff over here. Okay, careful, careful, careful. Yeah. Two people per pylon. Careful where you grab it. Okay. Like that, I'll communicate where you're going. Don't bump into each other. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes. Take 5. Okay, now get the other arch. Move this. Okay. Yeah. Push that in. Go to the wood. 60 arch. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Get the other curtain. Emily, get the other curtain. Yeah. 4 minutes. Take it apart. Line. You guys have 1 minute to place this. Get your props and get to where you have to be. sad to give me such dear tokens of your love. Do you regret the vow my love has won from you?
No, but I fear the consequences.
What can you fear?
Everything. The anger of my father, and above all else, Valere, a change in your heart.
Never. My love will last as long as my life.
All men say the same thing.
Do not judge me by others.
Oh, if everyone knew you as I do. For me, you gave up your searching for your parents and your own position in life to be a servant of my father for my sake. I beg you, win my father's favor.
You know the tricks I used to enter his service, and the role I play to earn his trust.
Then try rather to ingratiate yourself with my brother instead.
I fear I cannot please them both. The father and the son are too different. I must go. I see your brother coming. Speak to him and see if we can trust him.
Ah, dear sister, how glad I am to find you. I long to speak to you and tell you a secret.
What is it?
Many things, sister. Summed up in one word. Love. But before I say more, let me tell you that I know I depend on my father, and that it is my duty not to dispose of myself but in accordance to his wish.
Who is it you love?
A young girl who has lately come to live in our neighborhood. Her name is Marianne. An adorable modesty, a most winning gentleness. Ah, sister, how I wish you had but seen her. I have discovered that she and her mother have barely enough to cover their expenses. What grief it is for me to find myself unable to help them. Alas, both you and I are reduced daily to beg. But I am determined to go with this most charming girl and make the best of what Providence offers us. I hear father's voice. Let us go farther and finish our talk.
Ah! Get out of here this moment! Be gone and out of my house, you swine pickpocket!
I've never seen anything more wicked than this cursed old man.
What are you muttering?
Why do you send me away? My master, your son, gave me orders to wait for him.
Go wait for him in the street. Don't look here to spy and steal, treacherous scamp, always picking about for loot.
Are you a man likely to be stolen from when you keep every possible thing under lock and key?
I will not do what I think fit. Now aren't you the kind to give rise to stories that I have money hidden in my house?
You have some money hidden in your house?
No, scoundrel, I do not say that. Get out!
Very well, I am going.
Wait! What are you carrying away with you? Are you stealing something? Let me see. Show me your hands.
There they are.
The others.
The others? There they are.
Anything in there?
Look for yourself. Ah, how richly such a man deserves the very thing he fears.
Huh?
What?
What are you saying?
Oh, what did I say? I said, plague take all misers and all miserly ways.
And of whom do you speak?
Of misers? Do you think I mean you?
I will think what I think. Now, tell me who you speak of. Insolent.
I name no one. If the cap fits, wear it. Oh, look, one more pocket. Are you satisfied?
Hand it over.
And what?
What you've stolen from me.
I stole nothing.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes?
Goodbye then. And now may you go to the devil. This rascally valet is a constant vexation to me. Really, it's no small anxiety to keep by with a large sum of money. I hardly know whether I did right to bury in my garden the 10,000 crowns which were paid to me yesterday. 10,000 crowns in gold is a large sum sufficiently, and oh, good heavens, I have betrayed myself. What do you want? Did you hear what I was just now saying?
I beg your pardon, Father, but we did not.
The fact is, I was only saying he is a fortunate man who has 10,000 crowns in his house. I tell you this so you may not misinterpret things and think it is I who have 10,000 crowns.
Father, you have no reason to complain. Everyone knows you are well enough off.
How am I well enough off? Those who say it are liars and scoundrels who spread such reports. Why, such talk and your extravagant expenses will be the reason that someday thieves will come and cut my throat.
What extravagant expenses.
You well know your manners displease me exceedingly. and for you to always be dressed as you are. You must certainly rob me.
I rob you, father? I play, and as I am very lucky, I spend in clothes the money I win.
What necessity is there to spend money upon wigs when we have hair of our own growth? What do you mean by those signs?
We wanted to speak to you about marriage, father.
I know what is good for you both, and you will have no reason to complain of anything I intend to do. Now tell me, do you know of a young person called Marianne who lives not far from here?
Yes, father.
Well, son, do you not think a girl such as that deserves to be well thought of?
She is certainly quite charming.
There is one little difficulty. I'm afraid she has not the fortune we might reasonably expect.
Oh, father, riches are of little importance when one is sure of marrying a virtuous woman.
Well, I'm very glad to know that you entirely agree with me, for I've made up my mind to marry her, provided I find she has some dowry.
You are resolved, you say?
To marry Marianne.
Who? You? You?
Yes, I. What does this all mean?
I feel sudden dizziness. I must withdraw for a little while.
There goes one of your effeminate thoughts, with no more stamina than a chicken. Ugh. I will happily marry a certain widow whom I heard from this morning. And to you, my daughter, I shall give to Mr. Insel. He is an honest and prudent man, not above 50, and whose riches everybody speaks about.
I beg your pardon, father, but I have no wish to marry, if you please.
And I, my little girl, my darling, wish you to marry, if you please.
I am the very humble servant of Mr. Anselm, but with your leave, I shall not marry him.
And I am your very humble servant, but you will marry him this very evening.
It cannot be done, father.
It will be done, daughter.
No, I tell you.
Yes, I tell you.
I'd rather kill myself than marry such a man!
You will not kill yourself, and you will marry him. It is a match against which nothing can be said, and I am perfectly sure that everyone will approve of my choice. Ah, there is Valère coming. Shall we make him judge in this affair?
Yes, whatever he thinks right, I shall do.
Valère, we have chosen you to decide who is in the right, my daughter or I.
Well, it is certainly you, sir.
I want to give to her tonight for a husband a man as rich as he is good. And the hussy tells me to my face she scorns to take him. What do you say to that?
What I say to it.
Yes, Mr. Anselm is an excellent match. He's a nobleman and extremely well off.
It is true, but you might say she ought to have at least a little time to consider.
Ah! He agrees to take her without dowry.
I have nothing more to say. A more convincing reason could not be found. Nevertheless, there are certainly people who might tell you that on such occasions as weddings, the wishes of a daughter are to be considered.
Without dowry.
Without dowry. How can anyone resist such arguments?
I fancy I hear a dog barking. Is anyone after my money? Stop here, I'll come back directly.
Surely, Valère, you are not in earnest when you speak to him in such a manner.
I do it that I may not vex him. To resist him so boldly would simply spoil everything.
But this marriage, Valère?
We'll find some pretext for breaking it off. Complain of any disease you please.
It is nothing, thank heaven.
The most important question without dowry presents itself. A daughter should accept anybody that is given to her. I beg your pardon, sir, if I take it upon myself to speak to her as I do.
No, why, I am delighted. And I wish for her to be entirely under your control.
Yes, money is more important than anything else in the world.
The honest fellow. Happy is he who can secure such a servant. Ooh.
How now, you rascal? Where have you been hiding?
Your father, sir, drove me into the street in spite of myself.
What answer did you receive about our business?
Sir, those who wish to borrow money must deal with strange things when forced to deal with users.
Shall I have the 15,000 francs I want?
The lender is still more anxious than ever to remain unknown. Here are some of the trifling conditions before anything is begun. that the lender is satisfied with all his securities. He wishes to lend his money at no more than 5.5%.
5.5%? By Jove, that's honest.
But seeing as the lender is himself obliged to borrow from another man at the rate of 20%, you shall pay this interest too.
The deuce! That is more than 25%. I want the money, and I must accept everything. Is there anything else?
Only a small item. Of the 15,000 francs, the lender can only give 12,000 in cash. The remaining you must take the following items.
What am I supposed to do with all this?
I see,
Sir, let the plague choke him. Did anyone ever hear of such useless? I shan't get 200 crowns for all that rubbish.
I see you.
It is to this that young men are reduced by the avarice of their fathers. Let me have another look at it.
Wow. Yes, sir. The borrower is a young man who is in great need of money and he will submit to all your conditions.
But are you sure, Mr. Simon, that there are no risks?
His servant has assured me that you will be quite satisfied. All I can tell you is that his family is said to be very wealthy and that he will give you his word that his father will die before 8 months are passed.
What does this mean, Mr. Simon?
Oh, this is the gentleman who wants to borrow the 15,000 francs. What miscreant that you abandon yourself to such excesses?
What? Father? Is it you who stoop to such shameful deeds?
Are you not ashamed, tell me, to dive head first into frightful expenses? Get out of my sight, you reprobate! Get out!
It'll be a lesson for me to keep better watch over all his doings.
Hello. Is it you, my poor flesh?
It is you, my dear Frosine, and what have you come to do here?
Why, what I do everywhere else. Busy myself about other people's affairs.
Business with the master.
Yes, I am transacting for him, for which he is pretty sure to give me a reward.
He give you a reward? You'll be cute if you ever get one, but here he comes again. I leave you.
All is as it should be.
Oh, proceed.
What brings you here?
Bless me, how well you look. You are the very picture of health. Never have I seen you looking more rosy.
Do you really mean it?
Yes, you are in the flower of manhood.
Oh, so much the better. Now tell me, what news of our affair?
For matchmaking, I have the most wonderful talent. As I know the ladies very well, I acquainted the mother with your intentions towards Marianne. And I told her that you wish for her to come tonight to sign the marriage contract.
I have invited Mr. Anselm for supper tonight, and I should like her to have a share in the feast. But Frosine, have you spoken at all about the dowry? One does not marry a woman without her bringing something with her.
How something? She is a girl who will bring you a clear 12,000 francs a year.
12,000 francs a year?
Yes! She has been brought up with the strictest notions of frugality. Besides this, she only cares for simplicity, and she has the deepest aversion to gambling. Why, 5,000 francs a year in play and 4,000 francs in clothes and jewels make 9,000, and 3,000 francs which we count for food. Does it not save you 12,000 francs? Oh, bless me, you will get enough. And they have spoken to me of a certain country property of which you will be master.
We shall have to see to that. But Frosine, there's one more thing that makes me uneasy. The girl is young, and young people generally like those who are young like themselves, and I'm afraid a man of my age.
Oh, she of people and has the greatest detestation of all young men. She says there is no pleasure with a man of less than 56.
That's exactly what I say every day. Young men with their effeminate voices, their 3 little bits of beard turned up by cat's whiskers. Then you think I'm pretty well?
Pretty well, I should think so. You are charming, and your face would make a beautiful picture. Let me see what. You have a well-shaped body, free and easy, as it should be.
I have nothing the matter to speak of, I'm thankful to say.
I have, sir, a small request to make to you. I am in danger of losing a lawsuit for want of a little money. Oh, how sure you are to please her.
You send me into raptures, Frosine, by saying that.
I beg of you, sir, to grant me the little assistance I ask of you. It will help put me on my feet again, and I shall feel grateful to you forever.
Oh, goodbye! I must go and finish my correspondence.
Oh, goodness!
Madam, were you all right?
No, you will not lend me the money I desperately need. I assure you, sir, you cannot help me in a more pressing necessity.
Goodbye! Oh, I must go. I hear someone calling for me. Oh, we shall see each other again by and by.
May the fever seize you, you stingy cur, and send you to the devil and all his angels. The miser has held out against all my attacks. Ah!
Here, come here, all of you. I must give you your orders for this evening. Dame Claude, to you I commit the care of cleaning up. To you, Brindavoine, and to you, Lamerlouche, belongs the duty of giving to drink, but only when people are thirsty, and only when you've been asked several times, and make sure you give them plenty of water first. And to you, my daughter, get ready to welcome my lady love.
Yes, father.
And you, my young dandy of a son, whom I've had the kindness of forgiving. Mind you not to receive her coldly, or show her a sour face.
Receive her coldly. Why should I?
Why, we know very well the ways of children whose fathers marry again.
I'm not very happy to see her become my stepmother. But as to giving her a kind welcome, I promise to obey you in that, to the very letter.
You will do wisely. Now you may go. Valere, you must give me your help in this business. Now, Master Jacques, I've kept you for last.
Is it to the cook or to the coachman you want to speak to? For I'm both one and the other.
To the cook.
Now I'm at your service.
Now, tell me, can you give us a good supper?
Yes, if you give me plenty of money.
Never did I hear such an impertinent answer. A clever man should talk of a good supper with little money.
A good supper with little money? Ha! Mr. Stewart, you oblige me greatly by filling my place as cook and do it yourself. How many will there be at your table?
10 or 8. Where there's enough for 8, there's enough for 10.
Well, you must have 4 trains of soup, 5 side dishes, entrees,
Do you mean to feed an entire town?
roast.
Rascal! You are eating up all my substance!
No, Master Jacques, that we must eat to live and not live to eat.
How well this man speaks! Come, let me embrace you for this last saying.
As for your supper, you had better let me manage it. I will make sure that all is as it should be. Trust me.
So much the better. I'll less the work for me.
Master Jacques is mightily considerate.
Mr. Stewart is mightily indispensable.
Peace! Now, Mr. Jacques, you must clean my carriage.
Wait a minute. go true. May I say, sir, I can't bear the flatteries by your steward. He hides the truth from you, and I'm indignant to see it all.
Master Jacques, what is it that is said of me?
Excuse me, but I'm sure you'll be very angry if I say.
No, on the contrary, you will oblige me greatly.
Since you wish it, sir. I will tell you frankly that you are the laughingstock of everybody, and never does anyone mention you but under the names of miser, stingy, mean, parsimonious fellow, and usurer.
You are a fool, a rascal, a scoundrel, and a impertinent wretch!
There! I told you I should make you angry if I spoke the truth.
Well, Master John, your frankness is badly rewarded, I fear.
Plague take all sincerity is a bad trade. I give it up for the future and I cease to tell the truth.
Dear Frosine, how I dread this interview.
Harpagon is not such torture, but I can see in your eyes that the young man you spoke to me about is still in your thoughts.
Yes, he has left a great impression on my heart.
But do you know who he is?
No, I do not. All I know is that he's made to be loved.
Dandies are very pleasant, but most of them are as poor as church mice. And it is much better for you to marry an old husband with the money, with the express understanding that he will soon leave you a widow.
Oh, dear Frosine, what a face!
Do not be offended, fair one, if I come to you with my glasses on, for it is with our glasses that we see the stars. Proceed! She does not answer. It seems to me she shows no joy at the sight of me.
It is because she is still quite awestruck, and young girls are always shy at first.
Ah, you are right. My pretty darling. Here is my daughter coming to welcome you. You will see what a great girl she is.
Oh, what an unpleasant man!
What does my fair one say?
That she thinks you perfect.
Ah, you do me too much honor, my adorable darling. And here's my son, who also comes to pay his respects to you.
Frosine, he's the very one of whom I spoke to you about.
Well, that is extraordinary.
Madam, to tell you the truth, this meeting is surely unexpected. I could say the same thing. I cannot say that I should rejoice if it were your intention to become my stepmother. This marriage, madam, is altogether repugnant to me. I would never consent to a marriage which is so painful to you.
Oh, no, I beg your pardon, my love, for the impertinence of my son. He's a silly young fellow who has not yet learned the value of his own words.
Very well. Since you wish me to speak differently, allow me, madam, to take for a moment my father's place and tell you that I never saw anyone more charming, and that to be your husband is a glory.
Gently, my son, gently, if you please.
These words I speak to her in your name.
I have a tongue of my own to explain my feeling.
I think it is best for us to go at once to the fair in order to have plenty of time for talking.
Bring the carriage at once.
Sir, I beg your pardon.
What?
Your 2 horses have lost their shoes.
And take them quickly to the smith.
In the meantime, father, I will do the honors of the house for you. Let us come quickly into the garden. There's no one about us and we can speak openly.
My brother has told me of your love. I have the greatest sympathy for you.
It is very unfortunate to not have told me all of this before. I might have not carried things so far.
Frosine, dear Frosine, will you not help us?
Indeed, I should like to do so, as you know. What can we do in this case?
Invent something to undo what you have done.
Leave it to me.
Depend on my gratitude, Frosine, if you succeed. But, dear Marianne, it would be a great deal accomplished if this marriage were at once broken off.
My son is kissing the hand of his intended stepmother, and she seems pleased. Can there be any mystery in all this? may start when you like. Stop here, my son, that I may speak to you. Well, now, tell me what you think of the lady, her figure, her appearance, her intelligence.
So-so.
But still!
To tell you the truth, I did not find her as I expected. Her manner is that of a coquette, her figure awkward, intelligence ordinary. As a stepmother, she will do.
So you don't care for her?
Not in the least.
Pity! I was thinking, since I had already given her a promise of marriage, but don't want people criticizing my age, instead I would have given her to you, if it were not for the dislike you have for her.
To me?
To you?
In marriage?
In marriage.
Oh, it is true, she does not please me, but for you, father, I will make an attempt to love her.
Oh, if I please, I am more reasonable than you think. I don't wish to force you.
Oh, but I shall try to marry her.
That's not right to risk it, if you had felt any inclination towards her, but as it is, I shall return to my first intention and marry her myself.
Very well. Since things are so, I'd better be frank with you. The truth is, I do love her. I've loved her ever since I saw her one day on the promenade.
Have you ever visited her?
Yes, and she received me kindly, but without knowing who I was.
And does she return your love?
She is certainly well disposed towards me.
Well, I am very glad to have found out the secret. Now look here, my son. You will vow, if you please, to get rid of your love for Marianne and cease to pay your attentions for a woman I intend for myself.
So, father, it is thus you deceive me. Well, I openly declare that I shall not give up my love for Marianne.
Never. Don't you dare trespass on my ground.
It is you who trespass on mine. I was first.
Am I not your father? My stick will make you know me better.
What is this?
Yeah, let me do it.
To your son?
There is a young girl I love and want to marry, and the scoundrel has the impudence to love her also.
Oh, he is wrong.
What son does not shrink from becoming rival of his father?
You are quite right. Let me speak to him.
Is it not shameful for a man of his age to think of marriage? Should he not leave matters of love to younger men?
You are quite right. He must be joking. He will obey you completely, if you give him wife to his liking.
Tell him he will obtain everything from me on those terms, except Marianne.
Really, your father is quite reasonable. He will grant all, if you're respectful.
Oh, Master Jacques, you can assure him that if he grants me Marianne, he will find me the most submissive of sons.
He agrees to everything you say.
Excellent.
It is settled. He is satisfied.
Heaven be praised.
Gentlemen, talk it out. You're in perfect agreement.
Master Jacques, I shall be obliged to you forever.
Don't mention it, sir.
Master Jacques, you deserve a reward. Go, I will remember it. I promise you.
I thank you kindly, sir.
Forgive me, father, for having been angry.
I am pleased to see you reasonable again, and I promise you that in the future you will obtain all you want from me.
Oh, father, I ask nothing more. It is sufficient for me that you give me Marianne.
What? Who talks of giving you Marianne?
You, father?
I? Was it not you who promised to give her up?
On the contrary, I'm more determined than ever to have her.
What scoundrel again? I forbid you from ever coming within my sight.
As you will.
I disinherit you.
Disinherit me?
I disown you.
As you like.
I give you my curse.
I want none of your gifts.
Oh, sir, just in the nick of time. Quick,
matter?
Follow me, I say. We are saved. Your father's treasure that I've got hold of.
How did you manage it?
I'll tell you all about it.
I hear him calling out, "We must be gone!" Thieves! 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 Assassins! Murder! Justice! I am undone! They have cut my throat! They have stolen my money! Who is it? Where is he? What shall I do to find him? Who is this? Stop! Give me back my money, wretch! Oh, it is myself. What am I doing? My mind is wandering. Alas, my poor money, my dearest friend, they have bereaved me of thee. I lost my joy, my support, my consolation. Quick, magistrates, police, and executioners! I will hang everybody, and if I do not find my money, I will hang myself after.
Leave it to me. We must take all needful steps. You say there was some money in that casket?
10,000 crowns in cash.
10,000 crowns. A considerable theft. Whom do you suspect of this robbery?
Everybody! I wish for you to take into custody the entire town and suburbs.
Coming back, I have cut his throat and hung him up to the ceiling.
He who has robbed me!
A pig your steward has given me.
Rascal! We have other matters to talk about than your supper! I want you to tell me what has become of my money. I will have you hanged if you do not give it back to me!
Pray, don't be hard upon him. My friend, if you confess, no harm shall come to you. Some money has been stolen from him, and it is possible you know something about it.
Theft. The very thing to get revenge on our steward. Sir, since you want me to tell, I believe it's your steward who has done this.
Valere, he who seems so faithful to me, what makes you believe it?
I believe it because I believe it.
You must tell us what proof you have.
Did you hear anything about the place where I hid my money?
Where was your money?
In the garden.
Exactly, I saw him loitering about in the garden. And what was your money?
In the casket.
The very thing, I saw it with the casket. It was a very large casket.
The one taken from me was a small one.
Yes, small if you look at it in that way. I call it large because of what it contains.
Then there is no doubt about it. It's my casket for certain. Right down to the evidence, sir. Heavens, whom can we trust after that?
There he is coming, sir.
Ah, come and confess, wretch. You do not blush after committing such a crime.
What's crime?
Oh, base villain. That thing is discovered. Haven't you abused my kindness, introduced yourself into my household, and play upon me such an abominable trick?
Since you know all, I won't deny it, but here are my motives.
What fine motives could you possibly give me, infamous thief?
Your honor, sir, shall be fully satisfied.
Honor is not the question. Why did you do it?
A god compelled me. Love.
Love? A love of my gold!
I swear I want none of your possessions, provided you leave me with what I have.
In the name of all the devils know, he wishes to keep what he has claimed. A treasure like that?
I beg you to leave me this treasure. We are bound forever. Only death can part us.
I will put an end to this, you impudent rogue.
Do as you will. I alone am guilty. Your daughter has done no wrong.
What rubbish do you speak about my daughter?
Dinclown witnessed my engagement to her.
My daughter signed a promise of marriage! Aggravation of misery! Excess of despair! Discharge your duty, sir, and write him up an indictment as a thief and southerner.
As a thief and southerner.
Guilty daughter, unworthy of a father like me, you give your love to an infamous thief and engage yourself to him without my consent?
Father, please, I beseech you. He is not what you imagine.
I will hear nothing, and justice must have its course.
What could have happened, Mr. Harpagon? You seem quite upset.
Oh, Mr. Anselm, you cannot believe the vexation and disorder that is connected with the contract you have come to sign. You see that scoundrel? He has introduced himself into my household as a servant to steal my money and seduce my daughter.
Whoever thought of your money?
Yes, they have given each other a promise of marriage. Ugh. This insult concerns you, Mr. Anselm.
It is not my intention to force anybody to marry me or to lay claim to a heart which has already bestowed itself.
Then, Sir Honest Commissary, charge him as he ought to be, and make matters very criminal.
When you find out who I am,
The world is full of those pretenders to nobility.
know that all of Naples can bear testimony to my birth.
Beware of what you say, for you speak before a man of Naples who can tell if your story is true.
If all Naples is known to you, then you know who was Don Tomas de Arbucci.
Certainly, and few know him better than I.
That it is to him who I owe my birth.
Nonsense. You dare call yourself the son of Don Tomas de Arbucci?
Yes, I dare say so, and I am ready to prove it.
Do not pretend to shelter yourself under this imposture. Know that it is at least 16 years ago now that the man of whom you speak died at shipwreck with his wife and children.
Yes, but his son, 7 years of age, was saved by a servant from a Spanish vessel, and I am this son.
But what proof have you besides your own words?
A ruby seal that belonged to my father.
Alas, I believe you for what you have said, that you are my brother!
You, my sister!
Yes, heaven saved us also in that dreadful wreck, and we have since returned to Naples. We have lived in poverty since.
Oh, heaven, how wonderful are thy doings! Come to my arms, my children, for I am your happy father!
You, our father?
Yes, my daughter. Yes, my son. I am Don Tomas de Arbucci, whom heaven saved from the waves, and with all the money I had left, I settled here under the name of Anselm, wishing to forget a name associated with so many great sorrows.
He is your son?
Yes,
That being so,
Haven't you responsible for the 10,000 crowns he has stolen from me? Who said so?
Master Jacques.
I'm not saying anything.
Can you really believe me capable of such a base action?
Capable or not capable, I must have my money.
do not grieve for your money, father, or accuse anyone. I come here to tell you that if you consent to let me marry Marianne, your money will be given back to you.
Where is it?
Do not concern yourself about that. You have the choice of either losing Marianne or your cash box. Mr. Harpagon, know that the choice of a marriage is to the son and not the father. Now consent as I do to this double marriage.
In order for me to decide, I must see my cash box.
You shall see it safe and sound.
I do not have money to give to my children in marriage. Do you take it upon yourself the expenses of this double wedding?
I take the responsibility upon myself. Are you satisfied? Yes. Good. Then let's enjoy the blessings of this happy day.
Stop, sir. Stop. Softly, if you please. Who is to pay me for my writings? I do not pretend to have done it for nothing. Here is a fellow you can hang in payment.
Alas, what is one to do? I receive a good beating for telling the truth, and now they would hang me for lying?
Mr. Harpagon, you must forgive him for this imposture.
You will pay the officer then.
Let it be so! Now come, my children, to share this joy with your mother!
And I to see my dear casket.